What's up, everybody? Adam here, and I'm coming to you today with the weekly comic book haul. So, let's get straight to this week's picks. Up first, we have Deadpool vs. Thanos number 2. My comic shop actually had quite a few, by quite a few, I guess I mean 2. They had 2 variants of this, and then this cover here, but I wasn't feeling the variants. I was not feeling the variants of the Deadpool vs. Thanos. And honestly, I really kind of like the Thanos hanging out in his little spacesuit, holding a sign saying, "Why do I need a spacesuit?" Good question, Thanos. It's a fair question. But maybe I'll read the comic and find out, although 10 to 1, the comic probably has nothing to do with the cover. But, hey, issue number 2. First one was pretty good. It's a little on the goofy side. It's kind of what I was anticipating, but we'll see. Issue number 2. Next up, we have We Are Robin number 4. I've really been enjoying this book. It's kind of had a weird, slow start, but after the 3rd issue, it kind of picked up, kind of cemented itself where it's going as a series, I feel like. So I'm curious to see what's going to be happening in number 4, especially since we got Batgirl on the cover here. Perhaps she's joining in on some of the activities. Maybe she's trying to find out who these Robins are, or whatever the happenings are going on around them. I don't know. I'm going to have to take a look and see and find out. Next up, we have a book for the misses this week. Grayson number 12. Again, Batgirl's on the cover. We got some Red Hood and some Damian and some Red Robin. And Grayson appears to be heading back to Gotham City. So this may be the kind of thing where, well, I guess spoilers, we're at issue 12 at this point, but, you know, everybody kind of thinks Grayson's dead. Nobody thinks Dick's alive. So he's going back to Gotham and going to tell people he's alive, perhaps. We'll see the ramifications of everybody thinking, you know, he's dead and now coming back. I don't know, we'll see. Next up, we have Power Cube, or Power Cubed. Say power to the 3rd, that would be cubing. I'm not sure what this is. It kind of looks like a Dial H for Hero type of thing, where there's this little power cube here, and I'm assuming that if you hold said power cube, you gain superhuman powers. It's one of my favorite things about doing the comic book haul is going to the shop and seeing books that I haven't seen or I haven't noticed before. And this is definitely a book that, this is number 1, just came out, so I hadn't noticed it. It looks like an interesting thing. I like Dial H for Hero, with the whole, you know, press the thing and you get a random superpower, so I'm curious to see what goes on in Power Cubed. Next up, we have Invader Zim number 3. They had a couple of covers for this as well. I'm not really sure what's going on this cover. It looks like almost like a Five Nights at Freddy's type of monster, but it looks like a robot face of some kind, so maybe it's a space robot or something. I don't know, but this series has been very enjoyable. If you liked the Invader Zim cartoon show, then I think you'll like the Invader Zim comic book, because it picks up really well. It's just like the show. It's funny. It's got all the randomness that you'd expect, and it's really, really good thus far. Next up, picked up a couple of variants, and my variants are actually of Grayson. I picked these up for my wife. First one we're looking at is, again, Grayson number 12, and it's the Green Lantern cover, and I actually just think it's a really, really cool looking cover. I mean, it's kind of simplistic in nature, but it's got, like, you know, Hal in the background there with his ring, and then it's silhouetting Grayson, kind of just a super spy looking thing. I don't know. It's a pretty cool cover. I thought it was pretty neat. Picked it up for the wife. I'm sure she'll like it. Same thing for the second one. It's Grayson number 4, the Lego cover. Second Lego cover I think I've picked up recently. Haven't seen a lot of the random Lego covers that I really like, but I know Dick Grayson's one of her favorite characters, right up there with Captain America and Saint Walker. So I figured she would really like to get the Grayson Lego variant cover. She's actually not home currently, but when she gets home in the next couple of days, I think she'll be really happy with that little purchase I made for her. And then something that I want to do kind of in the video now, of course it's, you know, my haul and pickup, but I want to do a little like, hey, here's my pick of the week. And this is honestly my pick of the week. If you have not been following the series yet, go out and pick up the trade, which is already out, and the volume, or the issue rather, I'm talking about is the Tithe number 5. This is a pretty swanky series. I've been waiting, I would say patiently, but that would be a lie. I've been waiting for the Tithe number 5 to come out since, you know, issue number 4. There was like a wait of about a month. There was a little delay in between the issues. But issues 1 through 4 was supposed to be a self-contained miniseries, but thanks to fans going out and purchasing it and clamoring for more, they're actually continuing on with the series. So I'm curious to see how far the Tithe is actually going to go. Again, I've talked about it in the past, but if you enjoy, you know, action films, heist films, FBI, you know, dramas, stuff like that, and kind of, not necessarily taboo, but just kind of strange things to think about, like robbing churches, you know, stuff like that, you know, something you wouldn't really think about. It's got an interesting topic going on in it. Then the Tithe might be for you. And that's why I said that's why it's definitely my pick of the week, Tithe number 5. Go out and get it if you haven't already. So that was all my books this week. As usual, I'd love to hear what you guys are reading or what you picked up this week. Let me know if I missed anything cool that came out this week. Maybe I'll pick it up next time. But something I want to continue from the previous video, next month I'm going to get a book graded. And I'm just looking for some feedback from you guys, kind of seeing which one I should get. Last video, I showed a bunch of books and kind of narrowing it down to the ones I'm really thinking about now. But first choice is NYX number 4. I'm an idiot. NYX number 4. And actually, last video somebody suggested getting that one done. Next up is X-Force number 2. And then the Battle of the Planets Wizard 1/2 issue. Again, little certificate in the back being like, oh look, it's all authentic. And then a book I recently got, I got it on Midtown Comics. If you saw that video, then you saw me get this book. It's actually the Tithe number 1, signed by Matt Hawkins. So those are kind of the books I'm narrowing it down that I really want to get. And thus far I've gotten the one suggestion saying do NYX number 4. I believe it's the second appearance of X-23, so it's kind of a cool thing. So yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys again about which book you think I should get graded. So again, just put it down here in the comments, let me know, and until next video, this is Adam, signing off.